Good morning, I'm Craig DeGrelli. It's Monday, November 4th, 2024, and these are your Unbiased Updates. It's the final push for the presidential candidates, what Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are telling voters less than 24 hours until Election Day, and where both will be later today. And incredible devastation. The November tornadoes in a place where severe weather is unfortunately all too familiar, Oklahoma City.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world. These are today's Unbiased Updates.
Just one day to go. Election Day is almost here. Already more than 78 million Americans have cast their ballots. Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are leaving nothing to chance, making sure their message gets out. The presidential candidates wasted no time this weekend to reach their supporters and any undecided voters, packing their schedules with campaign events and rallies across the country, even a stop on Saturday Night Live.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to vote for us. Great. Any chance you are registered in Pennsylvania? Nope, I am not. Well, it was worth a shot. And live from New York, it's Saturday!
Harris appearing in a sketch on NBC's Saturday Night Live, leading to criticism from a commissioner of the FCC over the agency's equal time rule. This led NBC stations to air a 60-second election spot for former President Donald Trump during the network's NASCAR coverage on Sunday.
Hello to our great sports fans, and I hope you're having a fantastic time. We're 2 days away from the most important election in the history of our country. We've got to save our country.
The former president traveling to 3 battleground states on Sunday, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Michigan. During his rally in Pennsylvania, Trump spoke about his accomplishments during his first presidency.
We did a great job. We had the best economy ever. We had the wall. We had everything. I built over 500 miles of wall. They don't even talk about the wall. But we had the best border, the safest border. I won't pull down my world's favorite chart because I don't want to waste a lot of your time. But my world's favorite chart, done by the Border Patrol, it said we had the safest border in the history of our country the day that I left. I shouldn't have left. I mean, honestly, because we did so well.
The former president then talked about the need to have protective glass at his rallies after 2 assassination attempts.
And I have this piece of glass here, but all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news, and I don't mind that so much, because I don't mind.
That comment about the press prompted the Trump campaign to release a statement saying in part, quote, "The president's statement about protective glass placement has nothing to do with the media being harmed or anything else." President Trump was stating that the media was in danger in that they were protecting him and therefore were in great danger themselves and should have had a glass protective shield. The vice president spent Sunday in Michigan, where she opened her final rally, speaking about the war in Gaza.
And I want to say this year has been difficult, given the scale of death and destruction in Gaza and given the civilian casualties and displacement in Lebanon. It is devastating. And as president, I will do everything in my power to end the war in Gaza. To bring home the hostages, end the suffering in Gaza, ensure Israel is secure, and ensure the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, freedom, security, and self-determination.
In their final rallies of the night, Harris in Michigan and Trump in Georgia, both candidates gave a closing argument of sorts for their campaigns.
And here is my pledge to you. As president, I pledge to seek common ground and common sense solutions to the challenges you face. I am not looking to score political points. I am looking to make progress.
After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. You watch. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so much fun. It'll be nasty a little bit at times, and maybe at the beginning in particular, but it's going to be something that we're going to go to heights that this country never has reached, and nobody ever even thought it could. You're going to see things that you're not going to believe.
Former President Trump has 4 rallies scheduled for the final day of campaigning today, Monday, North Carolina, 2 in Pennsylvania, and he closes tonight in Michigan. Vice President Harris will be spending the day in Pennsylvania, where she will hold a late-night rally in Philadelphia with celebrities, including Oprah and Lady Gaga. Throughout this election season, there have been countless polls trying to predict how the results will turn out. Over the weekend, some of the last ones were released, indicating just how tight this race seems to be. According to ABC News and its latest poll, 49% of likely voters are supporting Vice President Harris, while 46% are for former President Trump. NBC News, meantime, shows an even closer race, with both Harris and Trump getting 49% of the vote. In Iowa, the nationally recognized Des Moines Register poll shows Harris leading Trump 47% to 44% among likely voters. And the New York Times focused on the 7 swing states, with the candidates neck and neck in all of them. The polls show Trump leading Harris in Arizona with 49% to 45%, whereas in Nevada, Harris narrowly leads Trump 49% to 46%. Harris also has a slim lead in North Carolina and Wisconsin. It's too close to call in Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan. The New York Times points out the results in all of the battleground states are within the margin of sampling error, meaning it's still anyone's game. With just 1 day to go until the polls open across the country, there are many issues on the top of voters' minds. Here now from Washington, D.C., is our political correspondent, Ray Bogan, with a closer look at where the candidates stand when it comes to one of the biggest issues, the economy.
Hey Craig, good morning. These are the top 10 issues driving voters' decisions this November. According to Gallup, number 1 is the economy, followed by democracy in the U.S., terrorism and national security, Supreme Court nominees, immigration, education, healthcare, gun policy, abortion, and taxes. Polling shows voters think Trump would do a better job handling the economy and immigration, while Harris would better handle healthcare and abortion. The candidates are tied on gun policy. 49% of voters say Trump would do a better job, 49% say Harris. Let's take a deeper look at the candidates' proposals that would impact your wallet. Both candidates have talked a lot about cutting taxes. First, Trump would extend the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, which Republicans passed in 2017 but is set to expire in 2025. That bill lowered individual tax rates and increased the standard deduction. If that expires, economists believe it will hurt low earners the most. Trump proposed eliminating taxes on Social Security and overtime. Trump also said he wants to eliminate the income tax and move to an all-tariff system. However, many economists don't think that's feasible in today's society. There's a great report all about this on SAN.com and the SAN app. Check it out from business correspondent Simone Del Rosario. Both Harris and Trump said they support ending taxes on tips, so now let's take a look at her plan. Harris wants to increase the newborn child tax credit to $6,000, make permanent the earned income tax credit increase for low-income households, and provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 in down payment support. But economists say that will lead to increased home prices. She said she'd pay for her plan by increasing the tax on income over $400,000 to 39.6% from the current 37%, and increase the corporate income tax from 21 to 28%. An analysis of Harris's plan by the Tax Foundation found it would increase 10-year government revenues by about $1.7 billion, but decrease long-run GDP by 2%, decrease long-run wages by 1.2%, and there'd be 786,000 fewer full-time equivalent jobs. The Tax Foundation's analysis of Trump's plan showed it would add $3 billion to the national debt over 10 years, increase long-run GDP by less than 1%, increase long-run wages by less than 1%, and create 597,000 full-time equivalent jobs. Straight Arrow News will have up-to-the-minute results throughout election night and the days after, so stick with us at SAN.com or the SAN app. Craig, back to you.
Ray Bogan for us, and Ray will be back tomorrow to bring us Election Day coverage from Washington, D.C. The Israeli military says it carried out a ground raid in Syria, targeting a Syrian citizen whom they say is involved in Iranian networks. The IDF released body cam video that shows a man who they identified as top Hezbollah operative Ali Soleiman al-Asi being detained. This marks the first time in the current war Israel has sent troops into Syria after exchanging airstrikes with the Iran-backed terror group over the past year. The Israeli army did not specify where in Syria the raid occurred or when, only saying it was, quote, a special operation in Syrian territory that took place in recent months. Back here in the U.S., nearly a dozen people were injured after tornadoes tore through Oklahoma over the weekend. Look at this devastation in the plains. The Oklahoma governor says no one died, but 11 people were taken to the hospital. They are expected to survive. The tornadoes crushed and damaged about 100 homes across the state, including the Oklahoma City area. Thousands of homes remain without power, and a state of emergency is in effect for 6 counties. The governor says officials are working to ensure polling stations across the state have power ahead of tomorrow's election, saying they'll reroute people as needed if there are issues at any polling site. There remains a risk of more severe storms in Oklahoma today, as well as in parts of Arkansas and Missouri. Finally this morning, a farewell to an icon in the entertainment industry. Legendary music producer Quincy Jones has died. Jones was known for working with everyone from Ray Charles and Frank Sinatra to Michael Jackson, producing Jackson's beloved Thriller album and composing award-winning TV and film hits. Jones was one of the first black executives to find widespread success in Hollywood. He amassed an extensive music catalog. He was also heavy into politics and philanthropy, organizing President Bill Clinton's first inaugural celebration and overseeing the all-star recording of We Are the World for famine relief in Africa. Jones's publicist says he died on Sunday night at his home in Bel Air, surrounded by family. He is survived by his 7 children, including well-known comedic actress Rashida Jones. Quincy Jones was 91 years old. Those are your unbiased updates for this Monday. We'll see you back here for tomorrow and Election Day. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.